I don't really know how to start this, but I was met with a complete mystery when I got on to record this episode. So I decided to simulate to the end of the season, and when I go to look at the stats, suddenly I see that Jaden Hardy is not playing as much minutes as he should be. And then I realize the entire rotation has been messed with. So I'm thinking, damn, Greg Popovich took it personally what I said the other day about me being the one in control and just completely hijacked my rotation and screwed up my stats for the season. So then I was going to make a joke about firing him because obviously I would never fire Greg Popovich. But then when I go to my staff and look at front office, it says that the user is the GM, but Greg is the one really in charge. Or I am Greg Popovich. Those are the two potential things here. So I'm thinking, okay, let me go look at him as a coach just to, pretend I'm going to fire him. And then who the fuck is Logan Schmidt? Where'd my head coach go? Why has Greg Popovich been replaced in the middle of the season when I had nothing to do with it? What happened to Greg? Am I Greg? Anyways, we are at the last game of the season. And we're very bad, but luckily we get a bit of a cupcake matchup so we can end on a high note playing the Detroit Pistons, or maybe they'll beat me and I'll regret calling them a cupcake matchup. I guess we shall see. Okay, first things first, I need to see, has Greg Popovich really left? Yeah, he is not on our bench. I don't know who the hell our head coach is. I mean, we had an 18-win season. I guess he said, I've seen enough. That's crazy. I didn't do it. I wasn't informed of anything. What the hell? All right. Anyways, let's beat the Pistons. Cade coming off of the screen, mid-range pull-up, that is good. Clearly, I need to respect that. Obviously, you notice Daniel Tice is in the game. I figured I would give him the start just because he can kind of shoot the ball, and Kem Birch wasn't doing jack shit. It ultimately does not matter. He's not going to be here next year. Man, the Pistons are not starting Jalen Duren this game. I mean, at the same time, it seems like that's the direction they want to go in real life. Like, why the fuck are you trading for James Wiseman when you clearly have a stud of a center on your team? I really don't understand. Yeah, you're gonna have to be bigger than that, man. That's too easy. Damn! Through the contact. Guess I shouldn't have said this would be a cupcake matchup because we're getting cooked right now. I also shit-talked their big men being in over Duren, and then they started cooking me. You know what? I guess it's fair given the season that we're playing that it would go this way. Hardy mid-range pull-up finally gets a shot to go after a rough start. Nice dish, Trey Jones. Good positioning by Victor. No, not in my paint, man. No, get the fuck out of here. Oh, tough shot by Wemby, bailing us out of a horrible possession. I really love the contrast of Wemby, where when I play with him, I'm actively working to not score 40 points with him, but then he's averaging 18 points per game in the regular season. Nice finish by Sohan and one. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, I don't think I've shot a free throw with him all season. Let's check this out. Yes, sir. No way. What? That's a crazy shot. Look at that setup. That was sexy. There, I'm not going to just call it beautiful. I'm going to start getting sultry with it. Sultry even a right word to use there? I don't think it is. Maybe it is? Whatever. The point is, Malachi Branham got a really nice move. Did I call him Malachi? Live commentary, guys. I'm really good at it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Cash. Nice move, Trey Jones. Malachi with the steal and the finish in transition. No, he missed. Come on, man. You got to be able to finish over fucking Cade Cunningham trailing you. It's not like you're being chased down by LeBron. All right, trying something a little bit different with this lineup here. I'm going to run Trey, Hardy, and Vassell together. Nice cut by Vassell. Nice dime by Trey. I think there's a chance they just cannot handle these three guys being able to attack as well as they can. Obviously, Trey can't really shoot the three ball, but just in terms of attacking off of the catch, he makes up for it a little bit with that. Hardy gets the open space after Cade jumps. Another mid-range shot. Hardy off of the screen from Sohan. I think we're finally ready to blow this game open. This lineup's been interesting. Nice move. Getting space again. Jaden Hardy starting to cook at the start of this quarter. Too short, just shoot right over him. Man, I am really nailing these mid-range shots today, more so than normal. Go ahead, shoot it, James. Alright, fair enough. Shouldn't talk shit. You know, I think I got to give some credit to 2K this year for how much the CPU has improved in terms of like actually being a threat to win. Because, I mean, there's still exploitable stuff such as just letting Cade Cunningham take stupid pull-up threes. I feel like it's a lot more difficult to beat them, and typically, like, I would have to fight to lose, like, intentionally lose games, or, like, turn the sliders up so high just to, like, make being a bad team actually consequential, because in previous 2Ks, I could beat the Showtime Lakers with, like, the Charlotte Hornets with how shitty that CPU was. Catch and shoot, Jaden Hardy. Another open mid-range shot. Jaden Hardy, good pass by Wemby. Jaden Hardy is having a bit of a game here. I really felt good about adding him to the roster. Damn, Cade, that's a tough-ass shot. Look at the spin move by Vassell. Completely loses Ivy. He can't miss. He can't miss. Outlet Wemby. Finds Sohan for the dime. That's 8 assists for Trey Jones. Really a great display of the difference in value that Hardy and Trey can bring to the table, because Trey's got all the assists and Hardy's got all the damn points. Another easy bucket for Jaden Hardy. Trey and Hardy working so well together definitely interests me. That's something we could potentially utilize in the long term if they're both our long-term guards. Open shot by Wemby. Easy setup. They committed too hard to Hardy. And they are stepping up hard for that pull-up now that he's hit that. But Vassell can hit pull-ups too. Man, is something different? Am I just on fire? Like I'm greening the hell out of these shots. Good contest. No way in hell you're making that over Wemby. No, again, get that shit out of here. Oh, Wemby's so sick. Having Wemby is so sick. Pull up over Wiseman. He's just on fire. I mean, I don't even have to say anything anymore. It's just easy. I mean, we're hitting everything. I don't understand why the game manages to still be close. Like, we're shooting 65% from the field. Nice. I wasn't sure I'd get that, but I sure did. Nice dish by Wemby. We're hitting everything. We're winning this game because we're hitting everything. Eventually, the math has to start mathing. What a dish! Oh, you miss it over Monte Morris? Man. Oh, man, we need a center upgrade, let me tell you. Vassell with a sharp shooting takeover. Let's see if we can get one more bucket to close the half. That's a green release, baby. It's not the half, it's the third quarter, but whatever. Up 10. Definitely a good way to end things. Step back, Trey Jones. That's good. Oh, what a move, Trey Jones. Hardy jumper over Wiseman. That's good. He's had a hell of a game, man. Gotta give him props. He's been really, really good in both of the games that I played, and I'm feeling pretty damn great about that trade. I'm not going to worry too much about his sim stats not being great, because no one's sim stats were great. Just to cap it off, the 3 from Hardy. I think that's enough to go ahead and sim. Oh, they made it close, but we still won. Hopefully we can get to a point where there are closer games here, but apparently they were about to go on a massive run and I just cut it off just in time. But man, It was an excellent performance from us offensively. Probably the best performance, definitely the best offensive performance of the games that I've played. 31, 6, and 7 for Jaden, 27 for Devin Vassell, Wemby with 20 points on 13 shots, not to mention 5 blocks. I got to get a 5x5 with this guy one day because the blocks, assists, rebounds, and points are just guaranteed pretty easy to get. Sohan near double-double. And Trey Jones, 9 assists to only 1 turnover, only 6 points. Very much a Tyus Jones type of stat line, so it must run in the family. So we are projected to have a top pick in this year's draft. We also could potentially get a mid to late lottery pick from the Toronto Raptors. Their pick is protected top 5, and currently they're projected there, so we're going to have to wait and see. Because of that, I'm not going to speculate on who we might take with that pick. I will speculate on, however, what we will do with our own. With us having, hopefully at least, a pretty high pick in this draft, that of course begs the question, who are we going to take with that pick? This draft seems to be stacked specifically with 6'8 to 6'10 wings. It's not the best draft class in the world, but if you're looking for a versatile forward, it's the right draft for you. Best among them seems to be Justin Edwards, an excellent and versatile defender with a ton of offensive polish to build on. He's comfortable with his jumper off of the dribble and off of the catch, and has quite a few guard skills at his size. Much of the same can be said for Ron Holland, also a 6'8", very versatile defender. He also has a solid jumper, but his off of the dribble shot is fairly weak, and his handle could be tighter. He is 2 years younger than Justin, at least to be fair. He will be playing this season with the G League Ignite. Alongside him will be Aizen Almanza. Hopefully I said that right. A 6'10 forward who's more of a big man than the previous 2 guys. He also has an extremely impressive overseas record. Also playing for the G League Ignite is Matis Buzelis. Definitely didn't say that one right. Who is the most intriguing to me of everyone I've said thus far. He's a 6'10 forward, but you honestly wouldn't be crazy to think he was a guard with how much he dribbles the ball. Unfortunately, he hasn't shown a ton of positive signs as a playmaker, but there is room for him to grow there. I do like the idea of him as just like a super-sized 2 guard, but his decision making does give me lots of concern, especially for my vision for this team with multiple playmakers in the future. And if you're a guy who dribbles the ball a lot, but you can't really make passes, that's also not ideal. If we were to go with a guard, it seems like the best option would be Isaiah Collier out of USC, who has NBA veteran level feel for the game at just 18 years old. He is excellent in the pick and roll and an excellent decision maker, and his jumper looks extremely promising basically in all context, from outside the arc, inside it, off of the dribble, off of the catch. The dude just knows how to hit shots, and he is a great decision maker with the ball. However, I'm not really feeling a guard here. Not that Hardy is like a lock as our future point, but I feel solid about him. Not to mention, I'm personally not a huge fan of the lead playmaking archetype, as I mentioned in the Magic game the other day. I prefer a more team-oriented approach, and honestly, I just don't need that playmaking out of my point guard, and I do also feel pretty solid at wing. Keldon makes for a great 3rd to 4th option depending on the day. Obviously, Wemby isn't going to be going nowhere, and that leads us to the center position, because if we have our guards and we have our forwards, well, that leaves the 5. So now I want to present you with an option that I am really compelled by, which is, what if we drafted another big man? Specifically, what if we drafted Ade Mara, a 7'3" center out of UCLA. Mara's size is the first thing that stands out about him naturally, but he is also a super skilled offensive player. The first thing that stands out about him to pretty much everybody is his playmaking. If you look up anybody's scouting report, the first thing you're going to see is, damn, this guy can pass. Remember that whole philosophy I talked about in the Magic game with everybody being a playmaker? Well, that also extends to the 5 position, and Mara is the rare 5 prospect who wouldn't just fit in, but he would excel in that environment. Mara is an excellent decision maker who consistently makes super impressive high-level feel passes. I wouldn't say he's the next Nikola Jokic, but you could definitely see him being a 5 5 assist per game guy basically out of the gate. He has really solid skills as a post scorer as well, though we would probably only post him up on mismatches. He has shown real signs as a jump shooter. He also has a pretty strong game finishing in the paint, really good as a dump off option or a pick and roll option. He's more athletic than you might think, with him being kind of a lumbering big man. With his size and length paired with a solid vertical, he is a great lob target as well. And his physical tools help him plenty on defense as well. He is a super strong rim protector, and he has decent enough foot speed to survive the NBA's pace, at least you would hope. That's definitely an area we're going to have to see. Also, unlike Wemby, he is a strong rebounder, so we wouldn't have to worry about two noodle-armed bigs getting killed on the glass. Mara is pretty damn good at everything. He covers a lot of Wemby's weaknesses, and I think both would make for a super intimidating big man duo, which is obviously in the spirit of this team's history. I realize that this idea is a bit more out there, and it would make a lot more sense to just take a forward, but the natural pick of a shot-creating wing isn't as interesting to me. Looking at our starters, the center position is easily the weakest, but second to that, Wemby is a transcendent player who has the opportunity to completely change the game. He breaks all kinds of conventions of what basketball is supposed to be. So I figure going with what's conventional here, I don't know if that's in the spirit of the direction that Wemby is taking the game. If Wembanyama is going to change the game, why don't we change it alongside with them? I don't know entirely. It would depend on where we land, because there are a couple of guys that I would just have to take over Mara, but I am a big fan of this idea, and I would like to know what you guys think about it. But next episode is going to be the draft lottery, and y'all are just going to have to wait to see what happens in that episode.